Now, it's been 27 years since the abduction and horrific murder of toddler James Bulger by two 10-year-old boys, a crime that sent shockwaves across the nation. Ahead of what would have been his 30th birthday next month, James's mum, Denise, is with us today to talk about how she'll be marking that day and how she continues to learn and to live with her grief. Denise, welcome.
Welcome. Before you start, Grief, even when you were doing the introduction, I immediately felt you starting to shake. And it must be so difficult for you.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, it's coming up to that time of year again where, you know, there's concentration mainly on his anniversary and his birthday being so close, and you just think, you know, I shouldn't be doing stuff like this. I should be celebrating what would have been his birthday, you know, a big 30, we would have been having a party for him, no doubt. But unfortunately, we can't do that. So the best we can do is just to place flowers down for him at his grave and, you know, spend the day as a family.
And do you do that?
There.
Do you do that? As you said, the two are so close together. It was the 12th of February that he was snatched by those boys, and the 16th of March was his birthday. So he was only 2 when this happened.
Yeah.
And do you do the same thing every year? Do you always mark his birthday?
We do, yeah. I mean, it's not just me, Stuart and the boys, it's most of my family, and a very close family that, you know, we always go to place cards, balloons, flowers, spend a few hours there. It's just to, you know, show that we haven't forgotten him and we'll never forget him. It's nice that the close family that I've got that, you know, still continue to do that to this day.
That's his birthday, and you're trying to, like you said, mark his life and celebrate him, and you don't forget him. But what about the actual day that he was taken and murdered, which is the 12th of February, so that's next week?
Yeah,
How do you deal with that day?
Well, I do 2 days. I do it on the 12th, because that's the day he went missing. And obviously he was found on the 14th, which is Valentine's Day. Everyone's out, all loved up and everything, whereas we can't do that. We choose just to spend the day, well, the whole 3 days, really, as a family. You know, I just don't think it's right that means she would go for meals on that day. It doesn't feel right at all, and I always say to Stuart, as much as he loves doing it, don't buy me flowers. You know, if you're going to buy flowers, let's just take them to his grave and put them down for him.
Denise, over the years, have you had help to try and cope with the grief, and has it changed at all?
It's got easier. You just learn to live with it. Everyone deals with grief in different ways. The way I've dealt with it, I've had no help. My help was from, you know, my family and now Stuart and the boys. You know, if I need to talk to someone, it's going to be one of them, someone who's really close to me, because at the end of the day, it's not just me that's gone through it, they've gone through it as well. Although Stuart and I wasn't married when James was taken, Stuart still feels like he was a part of James's life because he's a part of my life, and I always talk about him.
You also, the last time you were on, we were speaking about your charity, which you started, and how that has had a massive impact on being able to focus your grief and your energy into...
Well, because James was always getting classed as the murdered 2-year-old, and I didn't want him to remain like that. I wanted something good to come out of what happened to him. And the only way I could think about doing something in his memory is to set up the charity in his name and just to help as many kids as I possibly could in his name.
And what do you do? How does the charity help the kids? What do you do?
We did have a caravan to start with, where we offered families, you know, going through bereavement, but we wanted to expand. We wanted to do it with kids who do well in school because they're not recognised. It's always the ones who are doing, you know, you hear about the bad ones, never the good. So we wanted to help them. It's just to send them on a free holiday, whether it's a week, weekends, whatever they choose, just to give them a break from everyday life and issues, just to get the batteries recharged and, you know, carry on with life. And, you know, we did get the caravan, but we wanted to upgrade it to something bigger, to help a bigger family, because we could only take up to a certain number of families in there. So we got that. We worked hard to get it, through all the support that we get and everything, all the donations that we get. Every penny goes to the charity. So we upgraded to a lodge, and it's like living
Great.
in our own little house. It's absolutely amazing. It's gorgeous.
I wanted to ask how the incident has changed your relationship with the boys. Now, has that changed you? Sort of how you parent? Has it made you more cautious?
Oh yeah. I mean, you never think that your child's going to be taken away from you, and you're never going to get to see them again. So it did change me, because when they were younger, I wouldn't go shopping on my own with the lads. I always had to have Stuart or a member of my family or both with me. And it was funny because everyone used to look at me a little bit strange, because I'd have a trolley, I'd have Michael standing in front of the trolley, I'd have my hands on the trolley, and the two babies were sitting each side of each other.
Yeah.
But Stuart was always there, and a lot of people, they come out, and they still used to say, and it's lovely that people still remember James, and these do come over to say, but you teach your kids, don't talk to strangers, and here I am going off talking to strangers, and our lads are going, who's that woman? I'm going, just someone who cares.
Denise, this week Boris Johnson has said that he wants to review the way that serious criminals are released from jail, and in the light of what has happened in South London with the stabbing of 2 people by this convicted terrorist, do you think that people who've committed serious crimes should not automatically be released after they're, halfway through their sentences?
Definitely not. Definitely not. And I think everyone will agree with me on this one. If you commit a serious crime, be prepared to do the time. That's the only, you can't, but in my case, they were given the best of everything. I think that's totally wrong. They should have been punished for what they've done in my eyes. They were rewarded. I don't think anyone should be rewarded for a crime like that, no matter how young or old they are. If you get given a sentence, you should serve that sentence. And I think a longer sentence than they're actually getting given these days as well.
Well, Denise, we'll be thinking of you and your family on, it's a very difficult few weeks for you coming up, as you said, those 3 days and the 14th, and also his birthday, the 16th of March. We'll be thinking of you and your family on that day.
Thanks.
Thank you
That
very
means
much.
a lot. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
If you have been affected by anything that we've been talking about with Denise, please go to our website where you'll find information about helplines for grief and bereavement.